Bonjour, Kinamagin Ireland, Dijnikas, and welcome to the latest production of the My Math Network. Today's episode, Chapter 12, Lesson 8, Hands-on, Use Models to Find Value. As always in Chapter 12, our essential question is, how does geometry help me solve problems in everyday life? To begin this lesson, you're going to need the Lesson 8 packet. It has a page number on the front of 949. If you do not have that material, please pause the video and go grab it. If you have centimeter blocks, well, I guess really any cubic blocks would work. You're welcome to utilize those in this lesson as well. So you may pause the video now. All right, welcome back. We are on page 949, and there are several highlighted words. The first one being volume, and it's the amount of space inside a three-dimensional figure. So in a 2 liter, the volume or capacity is about 2 liters. And you're going to see with the use of centimeter cube or cubic units, cubic blocks, you can figure out how many of those fit into that figure, and that will provide you the actual volume. A unit cube is a cube with a side length of 1 unit, and a cubic unit is a unit for measuring volume. Cubic just refers to the fact that it's three-dimensional. It's not just two-sided, it's three. All right, so if you have the blocks, you could build this, but otherwise you probably could do the math here. And we have prism A. It has a length of 1, a width of 2, and a height of 1. Really, you're going to find out that we're going to multiply all these numbers. So what's 1 times 2 times 1? Well, you guessed it. It's 2. So the volume will be 2. Over here on the next one, we have 2 times 2 times 1. What do you think that is? You're right, it's 4. 3 times 2 times 2? We're going to get 6 times 2 is 12. And then 4 times 2 is 8 times 2 is 16. Go ahead and fill out that chart. Hopefully you're seeing the pattern that we're going to multiply length times width times height. Give you just a few seconds here. And as always during these videos, if there's a portion where I'm moving too fast or you need to slow it down just a little bit, you're always welcome to pause the video and unpause it when you're ready. It is encouraged, if necessary, that you be able to back up, rewind, and see the things that you need to see in order to make sure that you completely understand the lesson. All right, so let's slide down your page 949. On this slide for me, and you see the vocabulary we talked about. So 1 cubic unit, but now there's 2 of them, so it's 2 cubic units. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 cubic units. So if you use 12 centimeter cubes to build a rectangular prism, what do you think the volume is going to be? How many cubic centimeters? Well, you're right. The number of cubes is going to tell you the volume. 12 centimeter cubes, 12 cubic centimeters. And you'll notice that how we write cubic centimeters, yes, you could write all of that out. I've met most of us. I've met me. I don't want to write that many. I don't want to write all of those letters when I could just put CM and then an exponent of 3. Don't just put CM3, but make sure that it's an exponent that's written a little bit above and it's smaller. It'll be much easier as you move into next year. Make sure those are filled in, and once they're filled in, you may turn the page to the top of 950 for try it. I want to go ahead and move forward. So now we're looking at this figure right here on the upper right, and it looks like I've got, in layer 1, I have 4 wide, 4 long, 3 wide. So that's going to give me how many cubes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We're multiplying 4 times 3. Yes, I know that these corner blocks are technically in both, but you do want to multiply all the way across and then all the way there. That represents that there are 3 rows of 4. If I skip this one, 2 rows of 4 is not going to get it there. And because this is a rectangular prism, every row is going to be the same. You can look in the figure. So I'm going to bring up the entire slide here. And you should be filling this in as I speak. It's 4 for a length in every one, 3 for a width, and each layer is only 1 cube high. And if you multiply 4 times 3 times 1, well, 4 times 3 is 12. Identity property tells you it's 1. So 12 times 1 is 12. And every layer will have 12. That means in every layer, the cubic volume is 12. If I cut off just this top layer here, that volume is 12. But once I put it all together, we'll pause there. If you need another second to write this in, pause the video and then unpause it when you're ready. Let me pause it now. Welcome back. How many cubes were used? We can add these all up. 12, 24, 36, 48. And then the volume is 48 cubic centimeters, which I would write as 48 cm3, as they did right here. Go ahead and fill that in. All right, let's go to the talk about it. And on talk about it, you're not required to write these in. You can. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. That gives you the option. And if you need to write it in, feel free to just pause the video and then unpause it when you're ready. So what's the relationship between the number of cubes needed to build a rectangular prism and its volume in cubic units? It is the same. However many unit cubes are needed is going to be your volume. And you should notice that by looking at the detail. There were 12 cubes in a layer. That meant the cubic volume was 12. And then when you add it all up, they were still matching up at 48 and 48. It's the pattern in each table between the length, width, and height. We multiplied them. The formula for the volume of a rectangular prism is length times width times height. And that word product there means that we multiplied. If we use L for length, and I use this fancy one, I don't mind if you just use an L. W for width and H for height, what's the formula? So we would write it as, actually, I'm going to let them do it. The penmanship should be better than my mark here. Volume equals length times width times height. That is one you're going to want to memorize. You're going to use it a lot, especially in the upcoming school years. Trust me, you'll use it. And number 4, use your formula to find the volume of the prism at the right in appropriate units. Verify by counting. Well, I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 20, 24. So let's bring up the volume here. 24 cubic units, because I would say volume equals 4 times 2 times 3. And because of the properties of multiplication, if you accidentally made this the length and this the width, it isn't going to change your product. Your answer will be the same. All right, let's go to the practice it now. And this is where you're going to do some work. In between, I'll read the directions. I'll give you a moment to do it. And then I will ask you to pause the video and then unpause it when you're ready. That is where we're working at this morning. Well, of the Eastern time when I'm recording this video. We'll still be in the morning when we deliver it. Use math tools. You can use centimeter cubes to build the rectangular prism shown. And I can go, let's look at our layers. You can see each, make sure you find the length, the width, the height, and the number of cubes. Go ahead and do the first part. You may pause the video now. Welcome back. Bring it up here. So there are 4 times 4. and a height of 1. And 4 times 4 is 16, times 1 is still 16. And these are the same. So it's going to be the same number. You could literally, by visualizing it, just copy the numbers. All right, let's move on this one. How many cubes were used to build the prism? And what is the volume? You may pause the video now. Welcome back. Let's see if you caught on to the number of cubes. We just add them up. 16 and 16 is 32. So the volume is 32 cubic centimeters. Is written CM3. Let's go a little bit further here. Number 7, complete the table below. You may pause the video now. Welcome back. Let's see how you did. You see that we have a width of 6, sorry, a length of 6, a width of 3. And there are 4 layers of all the same. So 6 times 3 is 18. Identity property times 1 is going to be 18. Every layer is the same. You could probably start to figure out where we're going to go with this on number 8. So let's go ahead and do that. How many cubes were used to build the prism? What is the volume? You may pause the video now to do your math, and then come back when you're ready. Welcome back. The total is 72 cubes. 18 plus 18 is 36. 54 is 72, and that makes the volume 72 cubic centimeters. Turn to the top of 952. What is the shape? That's the base of the pyramid. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 3. That is what shape? You're right. It is a rectangle. All right, let's look at the assignment here. And you can see that they've created a chart. That should be a good memory for enhancer. Vocabulary check, hint. Those are always highlighted words. And then you're going to practice it using this. Complete the table using this image. How many cubes? So you're using this image pretty much there. Use this image down here. You should be all set. When you have completed the assignment, you should submit it in the classroom. If for some reason you're not able to make it to the classroom, you can scan both sides and email it to me, or you may take a picture with your name on both sides and send it to me. My email address is mireland@sagchipschool.net. If you have any questions, reach out to me there. Otherwise, have a Minogijigad Minwa.